guys, welcome back to the channel. And this video has been a pretty dang good tasting one in the making. About a month ago, I got myself a solid little blender, and it got me thinking, how much can I optimize my protein shake beyond the standard protein powder and just milk or water? Now, a quick disclaimer before we get started. This protein shake isn't the end-all be-all for fat burning, but really a tool I use during my day to implement into my diet, whether I'm at maintenance or eating in a slight caloric deficit on a cut. And lastly, I know it's been just a little bit longer between videos since I've been on here, so a quick little life recap on, I guess, what's been going on. So back at the start of June, I headed out to Orlando for the Raw 2K23 event with my supplement sponsor, Raw Nutrition. I got to spend time with some of the new athletes who joined the team, and also got to meet some of you. The turnout ended up being great, and I have to say it was by far one of the coolest meetup and seminars I've been a part of. Well, the first seminar I've been a part of, but it set the bar high. After Orlando, I headed over to Los Angeles to spend some time with my girlfriend and finish up this tattoo sleeve I've been working on for a little bit. Definitely a big shout out to the artists I've worked with on most of this sleeve, Charlie Edwards. I'll link him below the like button if you guys are interested in checking out more of his work. And that brings us to this week, where I've been doing my best to heal up while planning out this video, which required a bit more setup. I wanted to use this sort of break to really step up our production quality for these videos and start building kind of a bit of a home studio. Even this year has taken some work, but it's been a dream of mine to kind of have a standalone space / studio gym for the channel. So this is a good step in that direction. Now, in order to accurately describe this shake as better, we need to set some guidelines for what better actually means. First, I want this shake to be high protein or low calorie to easily complement either a cutting or maintenance diet. Next, I want it to support digestion so that I'm optimizing my gut for the foods I'm eating the rest of the day. Additionally, it needs to be time effective and cost effective so that it's easily repeatable day to day. And of course, lastly, there's taste. So that brings us to what I chose to actually go into the shake, or the ingredients. This list is really a combination of research and my own personal experience. So first and foremost, we have our base, which is 1.5 cups of almond milk. Now, I chose almond milk as a base for a few reasons. To start, it's typically lower in calories than standard cow's milk. It's high in vitamins like A, C, and E, and aside from being lactose intolerant, honestly, I just prefer the taste of almond milk as opposed to regular dairy, especially the one I'm using here, just because it has a hint of vanilla in that. That really just makes it. Next, we have the protein source, which is 2 servings of Raw's vanilla vegan protein. Now, this protein is still a complete protein since it's made up of a blend of plant proteins, which still contain all 9 essential amino acids. Now, with that said, what helps make any protein source or protein powder, in this case effective, is its concentration of leucine per serving and leucine's effect on mTOR. Now, the importance of mTOR is that as it's released in the body, it's responsible for a good amount of anabolic growth. So essentially, when you're eating protein, you want to be eating enough to signal your body to release the mTOR to actually turn this anabolic switch on. Now, where leucine comes into play with all of this is that you need 3 grams of it in order to turn on this mTOR pathway. And with each scoop of Raw's vegan protein powder, there's 2 grams of leucine. So that means at minimum, I want to be getting in at least a serving and a half of the protein. Most days, I just end up upping it to 2 just to make sure I cover that. And then it also ups my protein total for the day. And then there's also taste and texture. I've kind of just preferred the taste of vegan protein compared to whey, really for as long as I can remember. And on top of that, I've noticed you just don't get the same texture to the shake with whey protein as you do with vegan blends. It almost adds like a slight smooth, creamy texture to the shake, and I'm a fan of that. I'll leave a link to the protein I use below the like button, and since Raw is kind of the official, unofficial channel sponsor, at this point you can use the code MERC to save a little bit, and of course it does support the channel as well, so I appreciate you guys shopping. Now for one of the most researched supplements out there, I'm adding in 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. For those of you who are maybe new to creatine, there's a pretty solid in-depth description of creatine monohydrate and how it functions from the National Library of Medicine. I'll pop it up maybe here next to me so you guys can take a read. But essentially, once it's loaded into your system, you'll likely be able to train harder, so train with more intensity, and also keep that intensity longer. So you should be lifting more and just not getting as fatigued during your sessions, while also having kind of a more fuller look to your muscle. Now, you can get creatine from food, but even foods high in creatine, like steak, for example, you would still need to consume about 1.5 pounds of steak in order to get the same 5-gram serving, since an 8-ounce cut of lean beef only has about 2 grams of creatine. Next, I add in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, which contain extra fiber for satiety-inducing effects, so really keeping me full longer. And as an additional bonus, they can help to reduce gut inflammation, are high in omega-3 fatty acids, which can help improve heart health, help to prevent blood sugar spikes, and also have the added benefit of replacing some of the protein lost, since we're using a plant protein isolate as our main protein source. Then lastly, 1.5 cups of frozen berries goes in. So this specific mix here is a blend of blueberries, blackberries, some strawberries, and since berries contain a pretty high concentration of flavonoids, which are like a group of biologically active, water-soluble, plant-based, losing my mind here, basically these compounds that carry antioxidant properties. Plus, with the frozen fruit, I'm getting in a little extra prebiotic fiber just to help support those gut bacteria. Now, I should point out that these ingredients are put in a specific order, really so they blend properly. If you put your fruit in before you put the liquids in, so you put the liquids in last, you'll find out pretty quickly that the frozen fruit with a little bit of liquid on it tends to freeze together and kind of, like a solid block that really, it's not very easy for it to make its way down to the plate. So just as a rule of thumb, liquids, powders, and then your larger items, I guess, go on top. So once it's all in there, just blend it up real quick and it's ready to go. So that brings us to our totals here. In all, the shake delivers 46 grams of protein with 41 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, and only 467 calories. Not bad. And lastly, to cover all of our guidelines on what makes this shake actually better, I wanted to break down the cost for making just one of these shakes. So going down the ingredient list and based on the price per serving I'm actually using, it ended up working out to this. So we start with the 1.5 cups of almond milk, which is just 59 cents per serving. The 2 scoops of raw vegan protein powder. This is the most expensive ingredient per serving, but still it just sits at $4.40, and that's at 2 scoop servings. Then we have 5 grams of raw creatine at 83 cents a serving. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds only bumped us up another 76 cents a serving. And then finally, the 1.5 cups of the organic berry blend, which was a fruit mix I picked up just from the freezer section at Whole Foods. That was $2.25 for the serving I used. So that means the total per smoothie is right at $8.74. Honestly, not bad at all when you compare it to kind of the standard, relatively low-fat, high-protein lunch you might pick up. I've done meal prep services before where it's not all that uncommon for meals with similar macros to go at 10, 12, even more, depending on the protein source they use. And a lot of times, those aren't going to be as nutritionally dense as this shake here. So I'd say that makes it just a bit better. So that's it. That's my protein shake or protein smoothie, I guess, and the thought process behind each ingredient used. I'm definitely curious to see how you guys make your protein shakes or smoothies. So if you think I've left anything out, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be looking through, seeing what you guys are putting in these. And yeah, hopefully you found this video helpful, a little bit different style to the channel. So if you like this video, you can always leave a like below. And also, now that we've kind of got this studio setup going on in here, I'll be doing more detailed videos like this one in the future. So if you don't want to miss out on future videos, you can always subscribe. Anyway, this is my better protein shake, but what do I know? I'm just Merc. Thanks for watching.